Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Datacron set 22. The good, the bad, and the awesome. We're going to be looking at everything about this set, from the stats all the way to the character level 9 abilities. We're also going to be looking at focused Datacrons, so we've got a lot to dive into. So let's just get started. First, with the stats, the most notable thing to me is we have defense back on the table. It's been a while since we've had defense in a Datacron set, and with the numbers they assign to it, it's like the best stat we can possibly get on a Datacron. So they still have that really high number, 75 to 100% on the level 7 to 8 stat grants. Everything else will be lower. This is like the top amount you can get for a single roll on level 7 to 8. Protection 20 to 30%. That's awesome too, because these two apply to anyone. Everyone can take damage. Everyone wants to take as little damage as possible. So these are universal. The ones that are bad, crit chance and health steal. So the health steal isn't always going to be bad, but these amounts are pathetic. You're going to get max like 100% health steal or something sad like that, and it would take a lot. It's just not a lot there. And then crit chance has very diminishing returns. It's good if you have like no crit chance on a character, but yeah, not the best. Potency, you know, it's all right. It's pretty situational. And crit damage and offense are usually pretty universally good. The offense totals are pretty bad, though. I'd go for crit damage over offense as long as it's a team that does crit and isn't just true damage based. But for the most part, I think defense and protection are the ones to go for, and try to use most of your rerolls just getting all those stats. I mean, if every Datacron you had is only defense, then that's probably the strongest thing. It's just that would be pretty cost prohibitive. So that's stats. Next, we got alignment abilities. These are the level 3 light side, and just like feels like every set now, we have this plus 15% max health, max protection for each other light side ally. We haven't got that for dark side in a long time, but it feels like we constantly have it for light side. So this is just still clearly the best option. It's so much health and protection. In 5v5, it's 60% health and protection. In 3v3, it's 30%, but it's just so good. The only other good one is speed up for 2 turns on a basic. That's all right. I would only really want either of these two. I'd reroll all 3 of these. You know, hit 4 times or more, or crit 4 times or more, you get 5% crit damage till the end of the battle. Like, big whoop, that's so little. They need to stop doing this one. Resisting a debuff, you recover 2% health and protection. Just not going to add up fast enough. And then if you're getting tenacity up, you get some potency up for 2 turns. Also kind of big whoop. Dark side is also kind of lackluster, way worse than light side. The only ones that I gave good are still not really that good. They're just okay. Whenever dark side allies are dispelled, at the end of that turn, they get potency up and tenacity up. I mean, tenacity up is why I put this as good. It's generally just nice to have. And then whenever they start the turn with fewer than 3 buffs, which should be not too infrequently, they recover 5% health protection. It's just not that much, though. It's not a great set of abilities. The bad ones, when they start with turns with 2 buffs that can be dispelled, they get 5% offense. It's just not going to add up that fast enough, and that's pretty restrictive. You need at least 2 buffs that can be dispelled. It can't be not dispelled. It's just not going to happen very much. Whenever dark side allies are damaged by % damage health effects like dots, recover 2% health, not going to add up fast enough, and a lot of times you don't even have health to recover, because only your protection gets damaged first. Then dark side allies recover 2% health when they critically hit an enemy. It's just not that good of a deal. So the abilities on level 3 just not that sweet, except for a couple light side ones. Moving on to the faction mechanics. This is clones. You need to roll dark side on the level 3 to be able to access clones, so they're focusing on those new clones. The best one, I would say, and most of them are pretty good. Whenever a debuff on an enemy expires, clone trooper allies gain 2% offense, double if it was dispelled. So you got to think of Lord Vader, and when all those dots you do, if you dispel them, and there's days, there's all kinds of stuff to dispel. This can add up really quick. This one's similar. It's like the same thing, this one. It's just turn meter instead of offense, and that's great too. It's just, I don't know, the offense adding up that much over time would be pretty awesome. I think that's better. Defeating an enemy taking a bonus turn, that's good. That's decent. And then if they have a chance to dispel, I mean, it's generally, it's okay. Like, if I did an okay category, I'd put it there. Then the bad one, the only one I wouldn't go for. The first time each clone trooper ally falls below half health, all clone trooper allies reduce their cooldowns by 1 and gain 10% turn meter. Just not enough to really move the needle. But clone troopers, overall, decent. Next up, we got Mandos, another ambiguous faction, but this is dark side One awesome one that I'd say it's pretty universal appeal, and you can use it on any Mando team. Whenever a Mandalorian ally is critically hit, they gain 100% crit avoidance and crit chance. So we've seen that one plenty of times for other factions. It's a good one. It's really awesome, but there's a lot of good potential for like the dark side Mandos, especially with a level 9 we have that we'll show later. At the start of the battle, Mando allies can retribution for 3 turns, can't be dispelled. That's great. That's actually really strong, especially with Imperial Super Commando. I think that might be the one to go with for him, just because they're going to be, well, they actually kind of counterattack on their own anyway. Or maybe that's Corsair. Anyway, it's good. Then the next good one is getting defense penetration up and offense up at the end of their turn. So after the first turn, they should have it permanently, basically, unless it's dispelled. So that's really nice. Just 2 really good damage buffs. And then whenever Mandalorian allies attack out of turn, they have a 25% chance to remove 10% turn meter from the target. So that's really just Maul Mandos, and then Bo-Katan has some mass assist, so you can really remove a lot of turn meter potentially. But it's only on a single target. I like these top 2 and this bottom one better. And the bad one, if they haven't taken damage since the start of their last turn, then they get offense up and crit chance. It's just a worse version of this, and it's more likely to not happen. If there's one AoE, no one's getting it, so that's really pretty bad. Next up, we got Gungans. So Gungans are definitely going to be a force this season. The ones to focus on, the awesome. If they have full health and protection, which no team is better at keeping full health and protection than Gungans because of the way the shield generator works. So that's going to be pretty awkward. Often, if that happens, they deal 100% more damage on their turn. It's going to be crazy. That's a lot of damage. And then the other one is the irresistible stun whenever you use a special. So that's also really good. I don't know which one's going to come out on top. I'm going to vote for the more damage to start, but that stun would be really, really annoying because they have plenty of specials. Like every character has 2 specials. So really, really good. The worst one, when they critically hit an enemy, they get 10% offense for 2 turns. Big whoop. And, you know, a lot of their good damage is some true damage too. The good, these are decent ones. It's like blind on one enemy if no one's blinded, but they do inflict blind naturally, so actually it might be a little redundant. And then whenever debuff expires, they gain potency and tenacity. They're alright. I wouldn't go for them at all. I'd go for only these awesome ones. So, yeah, that's Gungans. Next up, we got Jedi Vanguard. First time having it in a Datacron set, because it's the new faction, obviously. And this is the one that took up the most space on the screen. I'll talk about the awesome one last. The worst one, when they recover health, they recover protection too. I mean, maybe it's okay. I just don't see it mattering too much. Because I think they actually have to recover the health first, so they have to be dipping into their health for it to matter. This 4% defense into offense is decent. It's not as good as it sounds. It's not like you're quintupling your offense, but you're getting some extra offense. And then there's the ability block on at least one person whenever you do anything, do any damage. So it's not bad. The generic awesome one, which we've seen before, is if it's all non-Galactic Legend Jedi Vanguard allies, if they have more than half turn meter, they're taking 75% less damage. That's just in general really good. It's really good defensively. It's really good offensively, because it's like half the time you're taking 1/4 the damage. So it's just really good. And this one's really long. It's not like completely blowing me away, but it's just really good. And the best thing, I think, is this first clause. If all allies are Jedi Vanguard at the start of the battle, they gain protection up 100% for 1 turn at the end of their turn. That's like doubling their health, and it just keeps happening. And then additional bonuses based on their roll. But the biggest thing is protection up. Attackers ignore taunt. Yeah, it's nice. Tanks immune to stun. Okay, very limited, but you know it's good. And the healers supports probably the best one. First time they're defeated, they're revived with 100% health protection. So extra lives for healers and supports. Very good there. Then whenever an enemy dispels a buff from a Jedi Vanguard, they're inflicted with provoked for 2 turns, which means they're going to be forced to counterattack, dealing less damage and hurting themselves. Whenever a Jedi Vanguard ally is decked out of turn, their cooldown is reduced by 1. So just a lot of things in there that add up to make it really strong. This is going to be the one to go for with that Jocasta Jedi Master Mace team, I am pretty sure. And now we can start moving on to level 9s. First with the Clone Troopers, a little bit lackluster for me. None of them that I would say are awesome. So from the bottom to top, we got Cody. Cody's not good at all. One of the worst characters in the game. So extra health and protection and reduced damage doesn't cut it. So just forget about that. 5s is good, is used. This is when they keep using, that's horrible. Whenever he falls below 30% health, that's a very low threshold. He dispels all debuffs from himself, recovers 40% health, not 100% health, even 40% health, and gains a bonus turn. Okay, not likely to do anything. And a lot of times he might sacrifice anyway. Arc Trooper, decent character, is used. Whenever they attack out of turn, they cover 20% health protection. That's a little bit better than 5s. It'll probably happen a little bit more often. Disguised Clone Trooper, like, I thought all the new ones would get a pretty good ability, but like whenever Disguised Clone Trooper stunts an enemy, he gains 10% crit damage, max 200% and 5 speed till the end of the encounter. If it was like when he crits, sure, that might happen more often, or when he does damage, but it's stuns. It's not going to happen that much to add up, so it's kind of bad. That leaves CX2 and Scorch. CX2, whenever he gains stealth, which happens kind of often, he reduces cooldowns by 1. And then Scorch, which I think it's my vote for the best. Whenever he loses taunt, remove 50% turn meter for all enemies. We see that frequently, and as long as it's on a good tank and a good team, it's actually pretty good. So I'd vote for that new Lord Vader team, the Scorch one. Next, Dark Side faction, and they were kind to us with the length of these abilities. They're not books, so it's nice. One awesome one that I'd vote for every day, like, definitely make sure you get this if you have Super Commando built up at all. It's the bonus turn. Whenever anyone takes a turn, he's gonna get a bonus turn doing 100% more damage. So that's crazy. The only downside to it is once he gets damage immunity, he's going to shrug it off pretty fast. So that's actually kind of a benefit sometimes if you're facing someone that doesn't have a dispel. You stay in that damage immunity for a while. But yeah, no, that's going to be crazy. Seriously, like him and Gar are going to be hitting back to back like crazy. Plausible Maul mechanics. This is good. I mean, it's not amazing. The only reason I put it as good is because it can add to a decent team. If you're still using Lord Vader Maul, if you do the AoE, you could potentially get 5 crits and stack 50% crit chance, defense, penetration, offense from that one hit. But most of Maul's damage is true damage. So whenever he's doing all his like shout, like force push moves, you're not going to get anything. Jango Fett, whenever he uses a basic ability, all other galleys gain 25% turn meter. It's on his turn, otherwise that'd be pretty dang good. That'd be almost like a turn meter loop team on the Dark Side Mando team. That's alright. Canderous, whenever he deals damage to an enemy, which he triple hits, remove 25% turn meter from that enemy. So if you have one big target, that might be an option to focus on. Then Gar, whenever another ally uses an ability on their turn, he assists, dealing 50% more damage. So this can actually stack up a lot when Maul is doing all his assists. Gar's gonna, or his force shouts or whatever. Gar's gonna assist anyway. This adds an extra one, and him and ISC already go a lot. So this is gonna add even more. That I could see that potentially being better than this. Because if you were taking all the turns yourself, this will be better than this one. So it's possible. So it's good. Don't sleep on it. And that's Mandos. And second to last faction with the level 9s, we got Gungans. We got 2 real options. I mean, every Gungan in the game is here. For Bombardier, Jar Jar, and Boss Nest, I don't think they're good. Jar Jar, if he inflicts a debuff, which happens often, he recovers max health protection. But he usually is staying pretty full, so that's not great. Bombardier, each time he inflicts ability block, gains 10% turn meter. Whatever, who cares? That's nothing happening. Boss Nest, whenever he gains retribution, maybe a few times a battle, he gains 10% health steal. Basically useless. He doesn't really... pretty much useless. Health steal on the Gungans in general is pretty useless. And then 10% defense, which would be okay, and 10 speed. If he got retribution more often, maybe if it was when he gave retribution out to anyone, like each time he gives it to a whole team, he gets 50%. Maybe that'd be good, but this is bad. Gungan Phalanx, same thing we have with Scorch. Whenever he loses taunt, remove 50% turn meter from all enemies. That's solid. That's just really good. My vote's on Tarpals. Whenever it starts to turn, he resets all his cooldowns, loses health for each turn the ability is reduced, and then he's gonna do his bada boom roll. I don't know, the boom buzz roll like every turn. And as long as it doesn't register as he's less than full health and protection, he's gonna do 100% more damage if you have that level 6 Gungan ability. So Gungans are gonna be pretty good this season. And the final faction for level 9s is Jedi Vanguard. Then we'll get on to Focus Datacrons. I think the best one, probably the best ability in the whole set, is Barriss. So this is what we had with Piet not too long ago. First time Barriss is defeated, if there's at least one other active ally, revive all of the defeated allies, and other allies recover 100% health protection, gain 100% turn meter, and 100% offense till the end of the battle. This screams throw her on a raid team. So it doesn't matter what team she's on. Nothing is gated behind tags or anything. Just she's, as long as someone else is alive, she's going to revive everyone. Everyone gets full health and protection, all their turn meter, and 100% offense. It's just another contingency you have to deal with, especially on a raid team. All that extra offense, so that's going to be juicing up Ben, potentially Ezra if you have him on the team, and Ray's ult. It's going to be crazy. So that's like probably the best ability in the whole set. Keller and Beck is all right. I mean, only really in TW. If he's dealt damage, he reflects 20% of it. That's okay. Qui-Gon, 50% turn meter when another ally uses special. You don't really care if he takes a turn. Like, you just kind of want him to die. It doesn't really matter. Ayla, whenever another ally attacks during Ayla's turn, her and the ally gain 25% turn meter. It's during her turn, and she can call an assist with her basic, I think, but it's still too many contingencies, doesn't do a whole lot. Luminara. This is a worse version of a level 6 ability that we keep seeing. If she goes below 100% health, she recovers 100% health and protection and gains 100% turn meter. So it's basically a bonus turn, but it's not as good. The protection recovery is fine, but against Luminara, big whoop, she's taking a turn. Her Omicron is just excluded to oblivion, where she doesn't even get to use it, really. Like, it's with the protection up clause, she barely ever gets to use it. So yeah, huge highlight on Barriss. Then the last thing before we talk about Focus Datacrons is reroll priorities. I think the biggest priority is getting as much defense as you can, so I put that as number 1. For faction, I put that as level 2 because there's plenty of good ones where you want to make sure you're getting that faction ability on the level 6. Even though it's only for a few teams, like, you want to make sure you're getting those. Alignment, I put 3, but for the light side, it's a huge priority. You want to get that health and protection one. Dark side, it doesn't matter too much at all. Then for the characters, level 9, I mean, there's a few you really want to get. Barriss being the big highlight, and then Imperial Super Commando. If you have Gungans, you want to get Tarpals, but there's not too much. It's not an embarrassment of riches for the level 9s this time. Just a few highlights. So yeah, those are the reroll priorities. And now with the Focus Datacrons, this is our second set of Focus Datacrons ever. I'm just going to be going over them from worst to best. So I think there's one I'd say is probably bad, 2 that are good, decent, and then 2 that are awesome. So the one I'd say is actually kind of bad is the Temple Guard one. And we have to yet to see. I mean, it might just be a little bit of a boost to an already awesome team. But I'm not going to, like, I wouldn't recommend this, guys. This is going to be the hardest one to actually make use of. Even more so than, like, the Dark Side Clone. Or, well, no, Dark Side Clone, that's the normal Datacron. But, like, not as many people have this team. So let's look at Temple Guard. Whenever he's inflicted with a debuff, he taunts for 2 turns. Okay, that's nice. When he taunts, all Jedi Vanguard allies gain a stack of courage, can't shoot, copy, dispel, or prevent it. I don't think we have Mace's kit out yet. I guess he has something to do with courage, so maybe that is going to be really good. But whatever. Jocasta, whenever she gains 50% turn meter when other allies use a special ability. It's okay. I mean, we do want her to take turns, but it's not blowing me away. The level 9, Jedi Vanguard, whenever an enemy is defeated by a Jedi Vanguard ally that can't be revived. Decent. It's situational, but, you know, it could be very valuable. They all start the battle with damage immunity for 2 turns. If it was locked, this would change my opinion, but it can be dispelled. And then whenever they use a basic ability, they gain speed up. So that's already on the normal set. And then these stats. Crit avoidance, 45%, armor pen, 165%, resistance pen, 135%, tenacity, 80%. Just not really blowing me away. There's no health, there's no defense. Overall, it's just kind of mess. So I'd say this one is bad. Next one that is actually good, it's not bad, is Director Krennic. Mainly because it's level 12. I think a lot of people might just get this to level 12 and leave it. Max stats, 60% offense, really solid. Crit chance, 50%, Potency, 80%, Director Krennic himself. If he's in the leader slot, all allies are immune to daze. Okay, it's good. And whenever an enemy is inflicted with ability block, all allies recover 20% protection. All ally tanks taunt for 2 turns. Gain a stack of insight until the end of the encounter, max 10. If an allied Imperial probe droid is present, Krennic gains an additional stack of insight. And here's why insight matters. When he has 10 stacks of insight, whenever an enemy is afflicted with ability block, they are inflicted until the end of the encounter. So it's, so that's a locked ability block all the way until the end. So that's actually pretty good. So you're going to permanent ability block everybody. So you really got to prevent that insight. So you want to kill Krennic. That's interesting. I mean, Krennic is a bad character overall, but I would be interested to see if this actually can make it work. The big thing, though, this is the return of that support cron from set 16, where the biggest thing is the benefit for crit for the attackers. Whenever a support ally starts their turn, they dispel tenacity from all enemies, reduce their tenacity by 100%, and for any debuff they inflict, all attackers gain 10% crit damage, healers gain 5% tenacity, supports gain 10% potency, tanks gain 5% defense. So the crit damage, I don't remember if these are all identical, but attackers, that definitely was the old one. And whenever they grant a buff, they do buff immunity on all enemies for 1 turn. So even if a support isn't a debuffer, as long as they give a buff, they're going to do some debuffs to everybody. So attackers get ridiculous. So that's going to get crazy. Especially for Death Trooper. You know, him and Krennic are attached at the hip, or they used to be before Imperial Remnant came around. But Death Trooper, whenever another ally uses an ability on their turn, Death Trooper assists once per turn, dealing 50% more damage. That's going to be really solid, especially once he gets going with the crit damage. That's really nice. Empire, whenever an Empire ally deals damage to and so this is the ability block, at least on one enemy, no matter what. But if this has already happened, that's not going to do anything. But this ensures you at least have a way to ability block. Then Shore Trooper, when he's defeated, he's revived with 100% health, protection over time for 75% turn, 5% for 2 turns, takes a bonus turn. So Krennic, if it wasn't locked by him being the leader, this might be a decent option for people with Lord Vader and not the new Dark Side clones. But as it is, I don't know if it's enough for Krennic to work. Like, I don't see a ton protecting Krennic. I mean, as long as you have a way to ignore taunt, it's going to be pretty easy to kill him. I just don't see him having super defensive viability on offense. Maybe. It's just it'd have to be a team that's not going to hit you really hard, really fast. But it's good. I think it's a decent one. Next good one, we have Chief Nebit. It's an interesting one. Max stats, crit damage 60%, not bad. Health 45%, also not bad. Potency 110, probably decent given the team. And health did 40%. That's kind of a whatever. So here's what ties it together. So at first it's like, oh, IG and Queel, what's going on? But Chief Nebit at the start of the battle, he makes Queel, IG-11, and all Jawas gain all the tags: droid, Jawa, and scoundrel. So that works well because Queel has a lot of synergy with droids, so they all count as droids. So I think his special buff like revives them or something. So that's actually pretty decent. And that means whenever you're hitting IG-11 or Queel, as long as you have Scavenger, you're gonna get all the thermal detonators. So this will be kind of an annoying team to deal with. Like, it actually could be a pretty stalwart defensive team. The bonuses for Jawas: at the start of the battle, they gain 100% bonus protection until the end of the encounter. All enemies are provoked for 2 turns. So that's going to force, whenever they attack you, you're going to counterattack, not do much damage, and then by damaging them, you're going to get thermals. And whenever an enemy takes damage from a thermal, they recover health and protection, gain turn meter, and there's an 80% chance the enemy is inflicted with another thermal, which can't be resisted. So this is just going to be, you know, it'll be good if you have kind of like the grit ability, like maybe Bovitz, I am Django, and Fennec are really good against this. But yeah, just a lot of thermals to look out for. Queel, when it is the armor shred and then expose, like Candor's had it, a bunch of people have had it. Like if he does a special, he's gonna inflict armor shred. It's gonna be okay. I don't think it's like a huge deal with Queel. IG-11, whenever he loses taunt, remove 50% turn meter. So that's 3 overall in this set that have that removed turn meter. Kind of crazy, but it's good. That's gonna be kind of annoying. And then the light side, the weakest ally is gonna gain basically 100% turn meter. I don't know if that's going to be a big deal. Maybe it's Queel's the weakest. I don't know. Like, you could pick who's going first, but mainly you just want other people to attack you, and then bad things happen to them. So, not super sure on that. But this will be potentially annoying on defense. But I don't think it has very broad use. Like, you throw this on a raid team or something. It's very specific. And now, we get to the 2 awesome ones. This one I think is awesome because the abilities are really, really awesome. Ray Dark's Vision I think is awesome just because the team's already so good. Well, let's start with Hoda, which is basically for J Melt. Very clear. The stats are fantastic. 80% health, 150% defense, 35% crit points. That's great. The highlight to me, I'm going to talk about it first, is the Jedi Knight Luke ability. This is a relic of all the way back in set 2. And I think it's very overpowered. Whenever Jedi Luke uses a special, it gains a bonus turn. So this is how you do it. You do this on a Jedi Luke team. You do the stun. Then you do the granted ability, which has a low cooldown. Then you do his first special, which is giving out Jedi's will or whatever. And then you do the granted ability again. Do a basic. On his next turn, you can start all over again. I'm pretty sure. It's crazy. It's so good. And then whenever Jedi allies gain Foresight, they add 20% extra damage till the end of the battle. So just get Foresight a few times. Hoda, if you have Grandmaster Yoda on the team too, it even speeds it up. I don't know if it'll be worth having GMY on the team, but I don't know. That's a lot of damage. It's like Phil from Flex Stick. That's a lot of damage. Level 12 Jedi. While they have full health, I'm going to interpret this as 100% extra offense. Otherwise, they have 100% defense. So if they're full health, 100% offense on top of all that. That's crazy. If they're buffed, they get advantage for 1 turn. But if they're not buffed, they gain tenacity up for 2 turns. They're probably going to be buffed, but tenacity up would be nice. Advantage, pretty good. Light side. The first time light side allies reach 75%, 50%, and 25% health, they get 50% up protection up for 2 turns. So that's survivability. This is all just offense, damage, kill people. This is the protection part you want. And then this too. And then Hermit Yoda's ability, whenever he uses a basic, which you could just call him. This is not on his turn, so you could just call him to assist with a granted ability over and over again. He reduces the cooldowns by 1, gains 77% max health, kind of random, max to 10 for the rest of the encounter. Whenever he gains a stack of Jedi lessons, all allies gain a stack of Jedi lessons. So another reason, just keep calling him with it. Everyone's going to get Jedi lessons. That's going to speed up Jedi Master Luke's ultimate. So then everyone's going to get a bit more of a buff. They're going to ignore taunts. This is going to be fun. This is going to be the most fun. This will probably be the first one I get and go for, but this and Darkside Ray are the best. This is going to be crazy good and really fun. Just mark my words, because this was one of my favorite abilities of all time. And then finally we come to Ray Dark's Vision, another awesome one. Just because this team's already good. They don't need tons of help. 150% defense. Perfect. Really good. 140% crit damage. Awesome. Excellent. Potency 60%. All right, yes, that's nice. Whenever an ally takes a turn, she takes a bonus turn. So it's just that overpowered ability for a really good character. This might be one of the best characters that's had this ability for them. Dealing 100% more damage. So she's... Supreme Leader Kylo's going to charge so much. The only upside, if you're facing this on defense, you'll be able to kill her sooner because she'll take turns. But this is going to be so scary. You need to kill her quick. Level 12. This is for Sith. I guess that's going to benefit Sith Trooper and her. But the rest of the team is First Order. Whenever they're reduced below 50% health, inflict doubt on enemies for 1 turn. So that's a much worse version of that, like triple doubt level 3. It's alright. First time each dark side allies defeat a remaining dark side allies gain 50% offense and 20 speed. So this is a level 3 typically, and it's okay. Especially it'll be good on defense because usually Supreme Leader Kylo's one of the last ones you kill, and it'll just be amped up from that. When our first order allies are critically hit, they gain 10% damage until the end of the encounter. They don't get crit a whole lot because they have the crit immunity under Supreme Leader Kylo from the advantage. But if they are getting crit, you know, that's some extra crit damage. They already have a lot to start, but it's just a little icing on the cake. The level 3 for Sith Trooper, this is worth kind of worth getting, even if you don't upgrade the whole thing. Which, you know, it's expensive with the episode currency, but this is the one, we see this often, whenever he crits, which he does a lot, because he does an AoE and he assists outside of his turn. 10% crit damage, defense, penetration, or offense till the end of the battle. So he will stack up a lot. So he'll actually be pretty good. And that's it. I mean, Hermit, Yoda, Rey, these, the JML and Slicker teams, are already really good. Already Galactic Legend teams, but they're going to be elevated. Honestly, I think this is probably better. Like, the improvement to the team is much higher for the Hoda one, but Rey Darks have vision. That team's already scary, so just look out. That's going to be it for this whole Datacron set. I'm excited more about these focus Datacrons than I am the whole set. The whole set's a little bit lackluster, but there's defense on there, which is annoying. And I don't know. It's a very interesting set. So let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. This has been the Good, Bad, and the Awesome. I'll see you later.